So this is a reply to Messenger Larry's last video called A Few More Points. And now he's kind of saying that the paperwork that he showed pictures of before in his last video wasn't the actual police report. It's more like a statement of what the Plymouth police have found so far. So if that being the case, alright, I agree with you. Uncle's signature is not going to be on it. They're not going to call him the complainant. But that doesn't prove your point. That doesn't say that he called the police. I'm going to get to later on in this video how Uncle's name, I'm assuming, got onto that report. But first thing, I want to switch gears a little bit. And people keep wanting to call basically anybody who had called the police in this investigation. Want to call them snitches and cop callers, and oh, those are bad people for calling the cops. Well, I don't want to paraphrase Messenger Larry wrong, so I'm going to play a little clip here. This is right at the beginning of his video when he starts reading the report. And I want you to listen really closely to what this says.
Mr. Hislop, that's me. A criminal harassment investigation conducted by the Plymouth Police Department has...
Did you hear that? Criminal harassment. Okay? So, I mean, who on here has not been called a name or something on YouTube? Someone called you a poo-poo head or whatever. You go to the police and say, hey, somebody on YouTube called me a poo-poo head. What are they going to do? Not going to do nothing. They're going to probably laugh you out of the place. But in this paperwork that Larry got, it was criminal harassment. So what took place to make it criminal? It wasn't just, bad comments or a sock account, making fun of somebody or whatever. Something criminal had to happen. I mean, and this is criminal enough where, what Messenger Larry showed, well, I blanked out, but they have Messenger Larry's IP address. So something criminal enough out there where the police went to YouTube, which basically what ends up, you have to have a subpoena, subpoenaed those IPs numbers to come back to Messenger Larry because they didn't want to take someone's word for it. So they took the criminal investigation, looked up the IP, it traced back to Messenger Larry and Tasco, both of them. So what did they do that caused this to be, criminal? No one's mentioned that. Oh, did someone call the cops? Well, yeah, something criminal enough where Plymouth police are dealing with someone across the country. It's got to be something pretty serious. Alright? I'm not going to say what it is because it hasn't been released out here on the YouTube yet, so I'm not going to say it. Let those guys say it. Let Messenger Larry and Tasco say what they didn't say. Or what they didn't do. Up to a court of law, I guess, to decide that. But there was enough evidence here to make the police at least want to pursue it a little bit. So now, back to the part where Uncle's name is on that statement that Messenger Larry and Tasco got. Uncle says he didn't call the police. But they did interview him. And even though he doesn't want to pursue any charges, which Uncle's put right on video here, I mean, if he really wanted to, that kind of discredited his case. So why would Uncle go to the police, say he wants to press charges, and then go on YouTube and make a video saying he didn't want to do it? That does not make sense. And like Judge Judy says, if it doesn't make sense, it's not true. So anyway, how did Uncle's name get on there? And why are they kind of saying, why is the statement saying to leave Uncle alone? Well, sometimes when something's criminal enough, the people the victims don't get to choose whether the police go after them or not. You look at like I watch Cops Saturday nights, and quite often there's domestic abuse. Police show up, and there's a woman all beat up. There's a guy there with bloody knuckles, and the woman says, "No, I don't want to press charges." Guess what? The guy goes to jail anyway. It's not up to the victim. A law was broken, and the police have to, start their process. They don't call the guy guilty right then, but there's enough evidence there where they start the process. Same thing's happening here. We don't know what the criminal investigation is or what the harassment is, but we don't know. But it's enough where I'm just trying to say why the police might have told him to leave Uncle alone, even though Uncle has basically said, he don't care. So there's more to the story too, but that's not really for me to say. But I just want people to think about this criminal investigation. Okay. Now, if some people on YouTube went to any of your kids out there watching this video and did something that was that the police considered criminal harassment, are you gonna say, "Oh, I'm not gonna help my kid. I'm gonna lock the door and cause a police standoff"? You're gonna do what you have to do to help your kid out. And anybody says they wouldn't do that, admit it. Come right on here, make a video, admit and say, "No, I'd make my kids stand up for themselves." I don't think I'm going to be seeing too many people saying that. I think they're going to say they're going to help their child out. Now, the police may have asked Uncle, who do you think started this? They already knew who it was. The IP addresses was on there, but Uncle, corroborated that. So, big deal. Even if Uncle hadn't, they already knew who it was. Messenger Larry showed it in his first video when he had the IP blocked out. They knew who he was already. They didn't just take Uncle's word for it. Didn't take anybody's word for it. They had the proof in their own hands. So just everybody think about this. Criminal harassment. Think about it.